stopping by. I appreciate it. Today's video has been sponsored once again by Garvin, so I really appreciate that. They sent me out this faceplate right here, which is going to be used in today's video to show you guys what we're doing. Today we're going to be installing this with a receptacle and a switch. So normally I would just use a single pole switch, but I don't have any of those, so I'm going to use a three-way switch, and hopefully I can wire that correctly so this works. So anyways, here we go. Here is our receptacle. Here is our switch right here. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is open this out of the package. And if you guys want to get one of these, make sure to check out GarvinIndustries.com. They have this and so many more supplies like the wire caddy and stuff like that. GarvinIndustries.com, 20% off using the code DAILY at checkout. So thank you once again, Garvin, for sponsoring this video. Let's go ahead and jump right in. So you can take your knife and open this up. And it does have the hardware, which is nice to screw the devices to the faceplate itself. This is an industrial race cover for commercial applications, industrial applications, stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and use this for the demonstration wall over here. Right next to here, this is going to be basically a disconnect for the plug, which is going to be used to bring power and light up my circuits over here. So I'm going to need a hot for this. I'm going to need a hot for this. And I'm going to need a switch leg, so I'm going to do another black. So we'll take our 3 blacks. It's a little bit shorter than I would have liked, but all right, so there's our 3 blacks. I'm going to take a neutral for the receptacle. Don't need a neutral for the switch. So I'm just going to take 1 white wire right here for the receptacle, and then 2 ground wires, 1 for each device, 1 for the receptacle and 1 for the switch. So this is how to pre-wire it. So you can wire these so you can get these prefabbed and ready to go, so you don't have to do this at the box itself, so that's kind of nice. All right, so I misspoke on the ground wires. I actually don't need these because these are stranded and they won't really work on the devices themselves. So let's go ahead and take our solid pigtails right here and strip that out and curl this for the device itself. So let's go ahead and put this on, and this will be put on to the left as you do, so it doesn't accidentally come off and it tightens harder instead of looser. So we'll go ahead and put this on with the screw, and we'll go ahead and repeat that process for the receptacle. All right, so once again, unfortunately, there's no plates on this whole receptacle, so I went ahead and got a solid white wire, and we're just gonna go ahead and wrap that around the screw because there's also, like I said, no plates to put that in. So I can't stab it in the back because it's a 12 wire. So we're just gonna go ahead and wrap this screw around right here. Tighten that down. And then same thing with the black wire. Cut it, strip it, curl it. And we're gonna go ahead and probably use the bottom one as well just to keep things even. Just like so. Okay, so this one's ready to go. And I'm gonna tighten it down with the flat blade. Just to make sure things are nice and tight and not gonna come apart. And then for the next one, I am going to take the stranded wires because these ones have the plates, and I already cut these, so I'm going to use these wires. And the only difference between a single pole switch and a 3-pole switch is there's a second screw, an extra screw, but I can't remember. I've never really tried to do this, so I'm probably going to put one on the common and one on the left side. But I'm not, depends on which side is switched, so I might have to take this apart and move the wire to a different screw if this doesn't work, because this is a different scenario than a single pole switch. But I'm going to turn this 3-way switch into a single pole switch. You can do that, but I've technically never really figured out how this is mechanically done inside. So I'm going to do, like I said, one on the common and one on the gold on the other side, so hopefully this works out so I don't have to take this apart and do it again. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and tighten this down to make sure things are nice and tight and they're not going to come apart. And there we go. So once we got that done, we're going to go ahead and take off the tabs because they will not fit into the industrial raised cover with the tabs on. I actually need to cut them off, so I'm gonna try to do that here real quick. All right, so now that we got that cut off with our safety glasses on, now we'll be 100% ready to go to screw this on. This one does have the plate to be able to break off the whole thing, so that is nice. So I can just take this off all at once, just like that. And it probably would be easier with a second pair of channel locks, just to have something to hold it against so you don't accidentally rip the important circle off. And then you would have to get another receptacle and start over, which is about what I'm about to do. So, all right, so like I said, it is nice to put a second pair of channel locks here just so you don't accidentally destroy your hole, which you need to be able to use this. So I'm going to go ahead and bend this apart now, and that should be a lot easier. And now I didn't destroy my hole. So that one's ready to go. You can do a test fit on that one as well, just like that, ready to go. So I'm going to throw some tape around this guy as well, just to be safe and give me peace of mind. But as long as your hot screws or anything, hot wires aren't touching anything in the metal box, you'll be fine. But it's just easier to throw a piece of tape on it and then never have to worry about it and not have to do hours of troubleshooting later if you're in like a big job site or something like that. So now we are ready to go and put in our screws. So this one, I can just go straight into the device for the receptacle. I'm going to use all 3 screws on this guy. So this will hold this in place. And then once again, oh, these are nice. I really like these because these are Phillips instead of the slotted ones. So really appreciate that. So once we're ready, we can put our screws into the switch and then take our little backing nuts right there and go ahead and twist those on. Get that loosely on there. So I'm going to go ahead and push that down and get my backing nut on there again. Just going to try to hold that in place and screw it at the same time. All right, so now we can put the backing screws in for the receptacle. I do like to have the 3rd screw in the receptacle just so there's not an empty hole, as you can see right there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Love to see you guys back in the next video. Don't forget, code DAILY for 20% off on your orders from garvinindustries.com. Thank you. See you guys in the next one. God bless. Peace.